the way down over his ears, some hair is
Following
going
day,
to show.
December 8th, he was sentenced.
In the year 1976, 46 years ago, Virgil Presnell was sentenced to death for the murder. Welcome back to the Death Row and Executions channel. I'm Paco Rivera. The first execution scheduled for the coming year of 2023 is set for January the 3rd. On that day, the state of Missouri is set to execute Scott McLaughlin, a trans woman death row inmate who now goes by the name of Amber McLaughlin. Here you see the title of an article with McLaughlin shown in the year 2017, 5 years ago, and a mugshot of McLaughlin from last year in 2021. In 1992, when Scott McLaughlin was 19 years old, he sexually assaulted a 14-year-old girl. He served time for that and was later released. About 10 years later, in 2002, when Scott McLaughlin was 29 years old, he began dating a woman named Beverly Guenther, who was 44 years old at the time, 15 years older. Soon after they began dating, they began living together. However, the relationship was said to have been on again, off again many times over the following months, and the breakups sometimes became so threatening on the part of McLaughlin that Beverly had to take out a court-issued restraining order or protection order to keep him away from her. By early 2003, the relationship had ended permanently, but McLaughlin continued harassing and stalking her, according to reports, frequently going by her place of work and calling her on the phone. On October 27th of that year, McLaughlin broke into and burglarized Beverly's house. Neighbors had witnessed him entering the home and called police. McLaughlin fled in his car when he heard sirens approaching, but was captured and arrested, and in November he was arraigned in court for that. He would later say that he had entered Beverly's home to retrieve his own personal items that were still in there, and he was released on bond. Fearing for her safety, Beverly took out yet another protection order against McLaughlin. 2 days after that, she was raped and killed. On the night of November 20th, McLaughlin drove to Beverly's workplace where she worked for an office called CompuCard in a town called Earth City in Missouri. He waited for her outside in the parking lot. Beverly's shift ended at 6 p.m., but at this time in November, it is already very dark outside, and the area where she had parked her car was very dark. As Beverly walked to her vehicle, Scott McLaughlin attacked her. He threw her to the ground right there in the parking lot and sexually assaulted her. He strangled and then stabbed her to death. He then loaded the body into the trunk of his car, drove to a nearby river, and disposed of her body in a field. On that night, a friend and neighbor of Beverly Guenther wondered why she never came home from work and got very worried, knowing all about the tumultuous situation she was experiencing with Scott McLaughlin. The friend called Beverly's place of work and spoke to her boss. Soon after, employees went out to the parking lot and located Beverly's car still there, and there was a large trail of blood and some puddles of blood on the ground. They called police. On the following day, McLaughlin had spent a good part of the day cleaning out his car with bleach. Authorities later learned of his whereabouts and arrested him. He was taken in for questioning. During an audio-taped and videotaped statement, McLaughlin admitted to police that he killed Beverly, but denied having raped her. He then led police to her body. A jury convicted McLaughlin of the rape and murder, but were deadlocked on whether to give him a life or death sentence. The judge made that decision for them, sentencing McLaughlin to death. If you would like to see more of these death row stories, please subscribe so that you're alerted when the next one comes out. At this time, I would like to wish everyone out there a wonderful holiday season, and hopefully you all get to spend a lot of joyous and memorable moments with family and friends during that time and while ringing in the new year. Please remember to always stay safe. I'm Paco Rivera. Bye for now.